Hey guys, welcome back. So today we have a very exciting match for you. This one goes everywhere and is exactly what we're looking for to break down a video. As we progress, I'll probably change some of the types of videos up because I definitely want to be putting out content that's going to be worthwhile while I'm waiting. I've gotten a lot of people sending me stuff, but however, I need it to be closer. I need to be able to see the match itself. The stands won't really work for me, okay? If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. Let's begin. We're doing a video breakdown. This one I chose because, man, is it action-packed, and there's a lot of good technique in it. So this is between two brown belts. One's name is Kennedy, the other one's name is Richard. Now, for the sake of this being our first video that we're breaking down that's not mine, understand that it'll be just a little bit different. I'll slow things down. I'll talk to you a little bit. We're gonna really go over this match, but it's pretty action-packed. Let's get started. So one of the first things we're gonna look at, of course, is something you always want to know, is how they enter the match. I always come in blazing. I want to be the first one there. Shake the ref's hand. Be ready. All right. So here we go. Let's break it down. All right. So the first thing you'll notice right here is I've slowed it down to is he's shooting in. So when he's shooting in, the guy over here, the Alliance guy over here, he's actually doing a post on the shoulder. And what this does is it's counter prevention for the shot. So he goes hard post. And when this hard post is going, if we watch, so the hard post goes in and he uses that to change levels to go for like a pick. Okay, now most people will fake like a guard pull to a pick or a pick to a guard pull. So usually with this, especially with this collar that he has, he'll most likely get to his butt. Now what ends up happening is one of the biggest threats to the standing game are grips. So this is an aspect of control. So he has to address this control. Very good. So he addressed control. He's still in combat mode. Boom, gets the same grip, stops the same shot. Now watch, most likely with his positioning. Yeah, see, he's gonna pull guard. Now this is interesting right here. Okay, so he's pulling guard, but he's going to open guard. Now, with the looks of this, he's gonna go with the De La Hiva. And what's really interesting is this little exchange between the two of them. Boom. He's got the De La Hiva now. This tells me a lot of what's going on just by the positioning of his grips. So he has the De La Hiva. He's going kind of a deeper De La Hiva, and he's overloading him to his left hip. So what this tells me is Berimbolo. And the reason I see that is because he went left hand, same side lapel as the leg, right hand, same side lapel of the leg. He's overloading the knee, and he's going to start rotating. So watch here real quick. You see? He's going underneath for that Berimbolo. He's going for a collar. He needs to get his head underneath this leg, but the overload to this hip is the first sign of Berimbolo. Let's watch. Now, it would have worked really well if it hadn't been for his reaction. So he's come up around the corner. Now, that deep leg lace, look, he got all the way to that far hip. That's really good. That's a deep De La Hiva. When he rotates, he's going for it one more time. He got to get his head underneath here. Oh, look at that. He's got his head underneath, the leg underneath. This is almost your prime example. The only thing he's missing is this leg needs to be across his shoulder, and he needs to be grabbing onto that belt so he can bring the legs through. Good defense, good offense. Let go. Now he's in a deeper guard. He's going to transition probably to, he has shoulder in guard, and he's going into, looks like an armbar setup. All right, so he needs to push the head down. He's going to kick the leg up and over. Good defense. Let's look at this defense real quick. Okay, so what he's doing is he's attacking the arm. He's setting up for an arm bar, and he's almost rear naked choking his own arms together, so there's no extension. With an arm bar, you can't pull away. If he pulls away, the leg will kick over and he'll finish the move or sweep him. Well, what else is going to happen is he'll be able to transition a little bit more. So that pressure in is good. He just needs to get his feet underneath him. And right here, we're looking at this foot. This foot needs to be angled into the butt. And what this does is it elevates the hips and it controls it from dropping down. So this, I mean, he's in a bad spot, so it's hard to be like, I'll do this and this here, but that would be ideal to get his shoulder free. It'll be like a hard brace with the knee. See, the step over. The angle of this knee, if it's a little bit different, to help him a little. He goes forward, which engages the sweep. Good control here. All right, so he's here. He needs to attack the armbar. And how he's going to try to do this, he's going to probably reach across. Yeah, he grabs the lapel. This is good. This will give him a little bit of prying leverage, but the odds of this being successful are very low. With his arms crossed like that, right here, getting this out without unlacing his feet, which is, you know, a probability, it just wouldn't work. So most likely, what he'll do is he'll try to pry that out and transfer to a different position. Now, okay, so He pried it out, he lost the armbar, and what's happening immediately, if you look, is his hips just rotated. What that means he's setting up for a hitchhiker. So he needs to get his hips to the other side. Look, he's moving his hips around to the other side, and what he's doing with his other arm is he's actually making the thumb and he's taking it towards his head. What this does is I don't want to say it takes away the armbar, but it definitely relieves some of the pressure so he can come around the corner. There you go, he's coming around the corner, boom. Now, he still has an armbar, so he still has an armbar here, but the angle's kind of wonky. By stepping over the body, he's going to try to pry his arm free. The only thing that's really stopping him right now is the feet, but if he angles up a little bit more, it'll help. Yeah, I see. Nice. Almost to a back take, a really good scramble, good control. Now, this part right here I really want you to pay close attention to. All right, so he has knee control, but if you look right here, look what he did. He's reaching for that belt. He's got the belt, which now the control of the leg, so he can't technically detach without breaking this grip. So even though he's trying to get hip, see, he has that belt, he's pulling it through to the outside leg turn. Good top pressure. That was really nice. Now, at this point in time, it's a little bit of a lull in the match. What's happening is they're just setting up the pass. He goes two hands on this leg. Most of the time when people do this, they do like a step around. So he's like a Toro pass in a sense, just with one leg. But he has the sleeve right here, so that's going to stop that from happening. He can't really create the distance that he needs. With the foot and the shoulder too, he can do a lot of transfer work. But what he does is once he opens his legs, he tries to slide all the way. He stepped through. All right, now he's not in a terrible spot. He's in a bad spot. He doesn't have this as deep as he'd probably want it, and he's keeping his head nice and tight. The only problem with this is it isolates the arm. In this position, if this happens, you have to take your left arm and you have to feed it underneath the back, or you're going to get stuck here. So ideally, he wants to grab the belt or the rim of the pants. What he does not want to happen, he does not want his head hooked. With his head hooked, what it'll do is it'll separate the arm from the shoulder and it'll flatten him out. Being flat in this position is terrible. Boom, look. Immediately, his first response was to flatten him out. He still has a leg inside, so there's no points awarded yet for being in position. So as soon as this leg comes out, they get 3 points. Now, it's important to note you don't get points for side control. You get points for passing guard. Okay, so that's important. Knee on belly, passing guard, are we get points for, but just being in side control is not. So by pulling that knee out, every time he rehooks that knee and he pulls it out again, what ends up happening is he gets more points. Good. He's flattening him out, locking his hands together. So what he's really trying to do is clear this foot. By pressuring in, it prevents him from turning. He needs a little bit more shoulder pressure, but then he could just bang that knee out. So good shoulder pressure. It turns the head. Now, one of the things my students know I'm going to always say, as I say, with shoulder pressure, unless he can break his own neck, he can't turn into you. And if he can't turn into you, his only option is to turn away. But with the weight right here on this outside knee, he's not going anywhere. Almost. Look, banging it out. There it is. Good side control. 1, 2, 3. He just got points. He's what he's waiting for. He's watching for his points. What is really holding him here? It's not the pressure this way. This pressure this way, it does kind of hold him in position. But what he's doing is he's turning the head, so he can't truly turn into him to get his feet engaged, can't get his hips out. He's trapped on the floor. Good. He's trying to go knee on belly. He's trying to get those points. And what he's doing right here by grabbing this, he's constantly controlling that head. So anytime his feet start really working in a direction, he can return the head. Good knee grab. Now, in this position, again, being flat's terrible, but this underhook right here, this man has an underhook, all right? And then he has kind of an overhook on this side. This is really bad. The fight is going to be won or lost with this underhook. Whoever has this underhook is probably going to win the side control fight. Now, what he's doing is he's passing the lapel up and through to the other hand. This is going to essentially lock this shoulder down and keep constant shoulder pressure, and this is usually the beginning of the end. Puts the pressure on his face with the bar. His foot is retrapped. If he gets his foot back out again, that's another 3 points. Good. Flattening him out, rotating, going back to the kick. Very strong grip right here. Before it was okay. This is very, very strong. Lots of pressure. He's able to flatten him out. He's putting pressure on the hip. So by putting pressure on this hip, what he could do is he could do a big bump and try to bump him over or off, just high center him. But with this hip control, good pressure right here. That's a tremendous amount of pressure. He can ride as low as he wants to, or as high as he wants to, and he's in control of his opponent. Most likely he'll ride low just so there's no counter armbar coming, like a straight armbar. Good, nice and low. Look at that. Yeah. maintaining control. Now he's kind of hip escaping to the outside here. As sometimes people will hip escape and they'll try to get out, but if he hits a submission and he escapes, it's automatic DQ. So if there's a submission and you can't use the mat flea as a means of defending for a submission. So if they get you like an armbar and you pick them up and you walk out, well, you'll get disqualified. So it has to happen when you're in transition of position, not escaping a submission. Right here. So a big mistake he's making is he's not fighting for this underhook. That underhook is so important. He has full control of this shoulder, so he basically already controls that underhook right here, and this gives his hands the ability to do other things. This is a really nice match, man. This is very action-packed. So what it looks like he's doing is he's setting up for that cross grip. By doing that, it'll allow him to rotate, so the bottom man will be able to rotate out, and it's going to set up pretty nasty darce. Still has his foot on here, so he's choosing to do that. He passes, goes knee on belly, so he should right now get 3 for the pass and 2 technically for the knee on belly. Depending on the tournament, it changes. Looks like he just awarded it. Yeah. Okay, look, fighting for that underhook again. That's such an important thing. Now, right here, finally he shoots up for that underhook. It's a little too late though with this. He needs to clear this arm of his head. So again, right here, this arm, he needs to be cleared of his head. But what he's doing is he's sitting up to lay back. He's trying to go deep half guard. Setting it up, he'll hook the knee, bring the feet back around, yeah. So by doing this, he can launch his weight over this way and sit up. The problem is, look how anchored he is. Look how low he is. He still has this arm right here, so he's just pulling his body in tight. He's squeezing the head, he's not letting go. Yep, he lost it. Yeah, this right here, this was the nail in the coffin, as they say. This underhook's super important. He keeps fighting for this underhook. He doesn't want him to have that underhook, so his elbow's staying nice and tight. He's trying to maintain control of this alley, and the guy on bottom is trying to do the exact same thing. Clearing his foot again, using this head pressure. Boom, cleared it again. Got more points. Back to knee on belly. And by doing this, he's securing his win. He just got more points. Look at that, 13-0. Okay, so with this lapel underneath like it is, what you can do is you can set up chokes. So the choke right now he's going for is called a baseball choke. When your hands make the alignment of a baseball bat, that is a baseball choke. Good. Now for this to work, he has to put his head on the ground. He has to stop his rotation. So the idea is to flatten him out, pull him as tight as you can, and get your head to his other hip. Look, flatten him out, get your head to the other side. He's circling, and then you pull. Yeah, it's over. There you go. There you go. Just like that. Really high caliber match. Both these athletes, the loss and the win doesn't dictate the athlete itself. They have good sportsmanship, a good showing. Their jiu-jitsu is so clean. The Alliance guy over here was just one step ahead. But both of these guys, I mean, if this were myself and I would be able to perform like this, I would not be upset with my performance. Everybody loses. If you don't want to lose, don't fight. Very good match. I appreciate you watching. I plan on putting more of these out. We'll see you guys next time. Os.